All right, well, this is for those that have been following this closely, this is the second time they will have seen TaToH in 2 days. He opened up yesterday in Titans League as we catch up here, and he won 3-0 against Bad Boy. This Group D, is just stacked with players, though, and while TaToH won 3-0, there's going to be some other great players for him to face up against apart from Nicov. So, yeah, we are speeding up. So who knows the reasoning for this, Dave, but big moment here, I think, for Nicov. Nicov played really good against MBL, and he won 1 game, which I think is solid. He did also message me afterwards, and he said MBL's Trebs had ballistics. So he made a comment about that series and how MBL was using Trebs and whatnot, which was funny. But if Nicov could get a win or 2 here against TaToH, he will have gotten a couple wins off of 2 massive names in the group here. So I'm excited for this. We have Arabia game 1, and then we have a Houseboat, and then shoot, what was the other map?
I can't remember.
I
just
forget.
looking at TaToH's
We'll get
villagers coming forward right now.
Yeah,
Dude, is it just me, or has this Byzantine forward trash rush gotten so popular over the last 2 months?
It's come back for sure. Yeah, it's come back. It's like people remember how strong it used to be, but
like even used to be as in like a decade ago, not used to be as in like 2 years ago. Like,
well,
this
maybe like 3 years ago. Like there was a period there. Even the
there was
hunt
like a
forward.
period of a couple months.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
But not like this. Like, we've seen this dedicated strategy in tournaments. The only exception here for TaToH is he comes forward with 3 villagers instead of 4 to build the barracks, and he'll build an archer range too. Is that he's full of walling behind this, so he's just trying to buy himself some time with this one.
It's very weird. Normally, if you're going forward, you wall much later. You normally aren't going to have the resources for eco upgrades and also the trash, which is the idea behind this. But
yeah,
credit to Nicov, he has scouted it here, and almost looks like he wants to put an end to this right before it starts. He's sending his villagers after this.
I think if you do this, I'm not sure about half-assing it like TaToH is right now, but I guess he's walling behind, and he's just thinking, okay, I need to buy myself maybe 2 minutes here.
Yeah,
maybe get my eco sorted behind, and I'm gonna have the skirms coming out, and he's gonna have to invest heavily against this. And now my villagers can simply try and run away, and I'll still be making skirmishers. I'll still be making spearmen. He still has to deal with this, and I can run around to the edge of my wall and maybe delete a segment, get inside.
Yeah, as the micro here is fantastic, by the way. I don't think people realize how difficult it is not to take a hit on your scout from these spearmen for both players. Nicov pushes this away, but you know what this can do is it can delay the Burgundian player from getting their eco upgrades early. And so, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's awkward and it's messy, but maybe that's exactly what TaToH wants here, Dave. Like, the walls are up at home. As long as he doesn't lose villagers, he's applied some pressure, and I have not seen Nicov get his wood upgrade yet, or his castle age one, that is, or his farm upgrade, which is some type of benefit at least.
And TaToH still has those villagers hanging around forward here. Only half HP total on these vills, though. So that's an issue. And TaToH's starting scout is still getting value. Picks off a skirmisher there. Nicov trying to wall up on the other side. Still without that second wood upgrade. And now Nikov's villagers are under threat. So TaToH has made things extremely messy. And TaToH has the bigger army here, even though he's full walled. And he got driven away from that position early.
Yeah, and you could see what Nicov was trying to do. He was trying to delay the range, and then after doing that, he wanted to just use the vills against the trash. But the problem is, while villagers don't take a lot of damage from these units, there's just so many of them from TaToH, and they automatically attack. And I can already see Nicov falling behind here. I mean, his berries are right behind this. He can't afford to make his own skirmishers, and he's already outnumbered. Geez, I would not, like, okay, I love what TaToH's doing, actually. Just take the food. Just take the food. And don't even worry about doing anything with your villagers at this point. Just try and get a big lead and head towards Castle Age.
Yep, TaToH's still without the farm upgrade, though. He's already dropped down a few farms. Should probably consider getting that and just booming up his eco behind. And he's still distracting the army from Nicov. And even if that army comes forward from Nicov, if they miss the villagers in the middle, there's nothing for them to hit, really. Maybe they can harass the berries a little bit, but...
Yeah, I really like how Nicov has made his own skirms, though. It's not important to add spearmen in this situation. It just kind of becomes a skirm v skirm battle. And I think he'll be fine, actually. He's getting fletching. He doesn't seem to know exactly where that army is right now, which is an issue. But if he can spot that and loop his skirms back, he'd be okay. And he's going to find out the hard way.
Find out. Yep. And he manages to make his way through the spearman. The scout is still there from TaToH, though. Great job keeping that alive, and that's going to result in a villager kill here. Now Nicov has to respond to that, too. Eco KD only 1-0 for TaToH, but overall KD 6-1. Like, really impressive stuff. And he can keep investing in these spearmen because they're cheap. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And they're keeping his opponent busy. Dude, it's amazing to me that nothing really changed. And this rush has made its way back into the meta, like consistently. I'm seeing it every day now.
Well, what it is with these high-level players is they see one person get away with it or one person do something, and then it starts to shift. Like
I think it was Yo, actually, that started it back up again.
Yo, I remember Yo doing it in
JMB, a couple
in
of
JMB. Yeah, I remember Yo starting it. To be honest, and I think a lot of pros should give a little bit more credit to this guy too. Dragonstar has been doing forwards for months now on the ladder. The problem is I haven't seen it in a tourney yet. So who knows really, but it is funny. Like, remember that Goth forward that now is a very common where you send the villager forward? That was actually a 2K player. Some 2K Mexican guy started it, and then it passed along, and then a couple of videos got made. Happened to MBL once. I remember MBL saying, "This is bad. This is a dumb strat." And then 3 weeks later, MBL's doing it. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's just
how
how it
often
goes.
does that happen though? MBL, this is bad. And
Yeah.
jumps on the bandwagon. Look at this surround though from TaToH. He's trying to knock down this skirmisher mass here from Nicov. He's adding in scouts even to help him out. But both players now fully walled. I think TaToH should be able to clear up the majority of this army. And then we have to start thinking about the economies here. Usually GL players love to add a market right around now, sell their stone, and then buy it back if they need to. But right now it looks like TaToH's just going to make his way there organically.
It really fascinating to me how TaToH made more skirms here, because I think he had already delayed Nicov enough where he could have stopped producing skirms, been happy his opponent had skirms, and then opened up in Castle Age with a stable. It does seem to me like he is a little bit late to gold, Dave. So maybe the market will be needed, but I think the scouts will obviously mean that he's going to have a little bit more map control. But on the bright side for Nicov, it's not like the scouts are going to get through walls. This will be annoying, but TaToH might have been better off just going Castle Age here instead of just battling on the walls with scouts.
Everything that TaToH's done so far has been to buy him time. And to be fair, in the early Castle Age, Nicov is going to have to invest military to come over here to the left side to deal with this stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to continue to be annoying. And if Nicov goes for elite skirm of his own, this army could still be valuable for TaToH. However, Nicov is on stone right now. So he's probably going to be going into Costelier.
Yeah, and I like the move. It's great against skirms. And then with Byzantines, you always have to worry about the potential for pikes or camels. And with the way the unit works, there's a bit of charge attack, so the initial attack is stronger, a bit more micro potential. And then also your opponent is forwarded you, so you might actually want a defensive castle anyway. So Nikov's going to be up at the same time as TaToH. Pretty close game here. I mean, I'm loving TaToH's control, but he is actually adding a stable, and if he isn't able to break through with his skirms or anything, I could see Nicov getting his castle down, no problem.
What do you think about this copy paste of my chat? MBL usually has a very politically correct opinion and will reserve judgment about new strategies until he has ample data to support his claims and views about said strategy.
How's that even a meme? That's just honest, man.
Yeah, I'm sure that's definitely MBL. That's him in a nutshell, man.
Yeah. So, you know, we're not going to turn this into talking about MBL the whole time, even though we could easily do that.
We do it all the time.
What's interesting is, so, you know, he plays a lot of ladder, right? And so part of this is, as Nicov, is he going to lose a Vill? Nice micro to save the villager here. But yeah, I remember like a couple months ago, he's playing this guy named Kingston on ladder. And, you know, he was...
King Stoner?
King Stoner. And it was at that time where he was just like, you know, I don't have any good players to play. And then Kingston beat him like 2 or 3 times. This guy right now, I don't know if people are paying attention to gold. He has been fantastic in Gold League. He beat Daniel 2-1 in Gold League.
Who, Kingston?
Kingston.
Dude.
And then he beat Overtaken, and then he beat
Dogao.
Yeah.
He beat Dogao in the RMS Cup, and he almost beat Say My Name. He was down 2-0. I cast the entire set. He was down 2-0. He made elite skirm every single game. And then the third game, it was Vikings against Byzantines. They went to late game, both players with 130 vills. And if you pick a Civ, to counter Vikings, you're thinking Byzantines. Like, what do Vikings really even do against that?
Yeah,
in a late
yeah,
game?
sure.
And my man just went straight berserks, got the middle water with longboats, and it's like a swamp in the middle. It's not even like a full lake, and won the game. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's been amazing. There's been a few other players as well, but I just wanted to, you brought up, we're talking about MBL. It made me think of that, and when we have the time to talk about it, I figured we would. Castle will go up for Nicov. Should have no problem clearing up TaToH's army, and I think TaToH just found out that a castle is going up. He did not see that going up before. He has added TCs at home, though, and I love the immediate monastery choice from TaToH. It's likely this game will go late. It's also likely he will need monks to get conversions on a few units, so he adds them. And we are going to see the Coustelier run around, and Nicov also on 2 TCs. Great Burgundian Eco at this point. So TaToH also with the Castle Age Wood and Farm upgrade. Sick stuff.
See, if this was Song, you would have already got that 3rd wood upgrade. He got the 3rd wood upgrade as he lost 7 villagers to crossbows in early Castle Age. The first game. It was so weird, man.
I actually don't think, talking meta, I don't think that's that good to get the Imp wood upgrade.
No, it's not.
In Castle Age with Burgundians. I know it's cheaper, but at least based on what other people are doing, I don't think that's great. Campbell's, though, will get some hits in here, so that works for TaToH. And Nicov has barely been away from his base. If you look at his scouting, he saw a couple houses in Dark Age. That's it. So he's really looking to expand here. I think the more northern area, kind of where Nikov's TC and TaToH's woodline is going to be the most important area of the map right now. On the left side, Dave, you have a scout for TaToH, which he'll lose. That's huge because TaToH wanted to pick off the monk that will now get the relic. And then you have a scout again from TaToH, which he will save, and he also gets conversion next to Nikov's TC. But you can see TaToH adds the siege, and Nikov's also saving up the stone for another castle. So we need to keep our eyes here, man. This is going to be really, really crazy stuff.
And they're both going to go for that relic north, but TaToH is going to get it first. He's looping all the way around. Right angles only. 90-degree turn. Going to grab that relic, and Nicov will see him grabbing that relic, and there's nothing he can do about it.
You know what's crazy is
TaToH. You always want to deny those from Burgundians.
Nicov doesn't know that's TaToH's woodline. I mean, it's the perfect spot to castle anyways, possibly, because it'll protect your town center. But I think if he knew that that was TaToH's woodline and that its gold was behind it, he would be making more army, making more monks, and just trying to get the castle right next to it. I'm thinking it'll be more defensive now, which could obviously benefit TaToH.
Within like 4 tiles of his TC, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Or he has to secure the other 2 golds of his, too.
I know, it's tricky.
It's tough. The castle over on the left doesn't feel like the greatest thing at the moment. It feels like a castle forward would be control the map more.
Yeah, well, TaToH knows where he needs to be. He's got his army there. Nicov has his army on the other side of the map right now, and I think this just comes down to the lack of vision. And, TaToH could kill 2 monks?
Yep.
Oh, my God, that's massive. 200 gold down the drain there.
He would have killed him anyway, but that shot was just super satisfying.
Yeah.
The way that landed. And that villager was deleted from Nicov?
I think he tried to delete the farm, possibly. I'm not sure. I see the dead vill.
He's not going to be happy about that one. That one's going to weigh on his mind for sure. Another monk goes down in the north. And TaToH is pushing against the TC. Does he know about the castle? He knows about the foundation. He's not pressuring that area. He's playing it safe.
Does he know about the army from Nicov on the right? Honestly, doesn't look like Nicov can really do much with his army right now.
TaToH can, honestly, TaToH can sell his wood, go up to Imp, get the monk text, and then get chemistry and try and pressure that way.
Yeah, I mean...
He's got monks. I mean, if he gets block printing, too, could be really useful.
Definitely feels like this is a target for him. TaToH did see the castle foundation, so he's expecting it to go up. Nicov going for redemption, and I like this. I always forget certain civs get redemption. But if you could just use a few monks to pick off the siege, it's fine. You need to get sanctity before you use monks against siege. Because a 30 HP monk gets one-shotted by the siege, but a 45 HP monk actually survives the shot. So if he doesn't get sanctity, I'm going to scream. I feel like I'm talking about this way more than I need to these days. Find out. It's desperation times, though, Dave. He's repairing with almost everything there.
No sanctity.
No sanctity, but TaToH backs away, and it works.
He gets 2 of them, and you're
works.
wrong. You're wrong.
Well, TaToH...
And all the monks go down to 1 shot, and it works out just perfectly for Nicov. He doesn't need sanctity.
And TaToH had sanctity. TaToH had sanctity, too. The second shot wiped him up, and suddenly Nikov's back. And not only is he back, but he could actually follow this up with a castle now. He's got the army. He's got the monks. I would love to see Nicov just bring the villagers forward, drop it right on this woodline, and put TaToH under some insane pressure.
It's actually impressive how wrong you were.
I know, but in theory, I'm right, okay? In theory, I'm right.
No, I completely agree. I hear you. I completely agree with you. But every single thing you said there turned
I know, it was so bad.
not
like,
be the case.
TaToH also had more monks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, the worry here for Nicov was that he was going to be fast amped with TaToH having a forward castle. Now he can breathe a little bit more. And yes, TaToH's on the way to the Imperial Age, but now it's going to take a lot more time for him to hit the heart of Nikov's economy if Nicov completes his castle.
TaToH doesn't have a market either. Probably wants another one of those. Ooh, he's making another one in the back. Good.
Yeah, converted market, converted house. That sucks. And then he's adding a TC on the back. I mean, what's your opening comp here, David? Almost looks like it's going to be Halb for TaToH, but
it's got to be Halb.
Yeah,
it's got to be Halb. And then I think you go chemistry because you're going to need some siege and you're not going to have enough stone to have a castle yet. So I think you got to go chemistry. I think you got to go Halb, and then you just Byzantine it out, right?
Yeah.
You hope that your trash is going to win the day. You have 96 vills all in this little area here, so it's still a decent economy from TaToH. Decent eco upgrades too.
3 relics as well, which isn't bad, and he should have the army right now to be able to trade against the units from Nicov. Nikov's going to try and convert the stable, though. He has definitely gotten value from Redemption. And I think, honestly, TaToH might need to delete that one because he doesn't want to donate an additional unit, or building, sorry. He does donate a unit as well, and he donates a stable. All right, so Nicov will lose a monk, maybe 2. But good value from him, and he's 2 minutes from the Imperial Age.
And 2 monks going down, knight going down. Nicov also with 2 castles forward to make those trebs. Still no castle for TaToH. He's got 350. Maybe you can make an argument for buying a castle here, but I think chemistry Halb is the way to go right now.
Honestly, if he had the siege workshop,
Castilia coming in.
Oh. Yeah, you should take this trade as well, but I don't know if you should run the full way in here if you're Nicov, because you don't want to get trapped.
Once you see the pikes, you got to get out. Yeah. And there's Halberdier, there's chemistry there from TaToH. He almost has enough stone for a castle. Maybe a castle on that hill to, like, below the TC on the left. The one out near his secondary gold. Could potentially make an argument for that.
Okay, so Nicov is running kind of low on gold. He doesn't have a lot of gold excess. That's safe anyways. And he's just now... No way, this timing. TaToH's sending an army because he knows the golds are there. And Nikov's about to go out there to drop a town center. That timing from TaToH is critical. He's just leaving the army there. He knows that Nikov's going to need it. Lovely play from TaToH as his Halbs are going to take decent engagements, I think, near that castle.
And the camels are on staying ground.
Oh, okay, he sees it.
Now he notices
He sees it. Will Nicov see it? And does he have the answer to this? That's huge. Nicov responds,
really good.
but he's not going to be able to get that town center up here, Dave.
Really great map awareness there from TaToH. And he doesn't go in with that army either. He doesn't search for more villager kills. He says, you're going to have to come over here and deal with this. Also sending more Halbs, and he might intercept that monk coming back with the relic too. And there's the Castilier. They have to shift all the way over, which means TaToH gets a breather at his home base. He's now got chemistry, so he can go for bomber cannons to push it back. And that's a great opening there from TaToH. And now he's getting some value with the Halberdiers against Castilier. Sends more, and Nicov goes out there with more villagers for another TC.
Great job from Nicov, though. I mean, it's pretty crazy what this unit's able to do if their first attack gets the value. And
why is he getting atonement, TaToH? It's not that many monks from Nicov.
I guess he's really worried about monks because of what happened earlier.
But like,
I agree. It doesn't make a lot of sense right now. But that TC will go up. I'm wondering if TaToH's just going to dive his military underneath the TC to idle the villas right now, because we have bombard cannons and hand cannons for Nicov, which is the perfect choice, by the way. But he needs gold for that.
Uh-oh. That's open there on that TC.
Oh, true.
No. Oh, Nicov. Oh, Nikov's going to be not happy with this. But cleverly, the villager leads the knight outside.
There you go.
Now the knight can't get back in. I guess that wall is still open, but the TC will go up. Castilier is still running away. Bombard cannons working away at that forward castle. Nicov only with 1 Treb there. And TaToH has 46 halberdiers now.
So cheap to make them. It is kind of comical to me how he's using halbs to attack what used to be his market. But he's finished that now, and he has the bombard cannons. But Nicov, we talked about Nikov's comment about trebuchets against bombard cannons, and yeah, I mean...
Nope, missed
decent shots. And if Nicov can hold this position, TaToH has all of his eco behind it. That said, TaToH is taking out the TC, Dave. He knows it's worth it to lose these units, just so he can't take gold there.
Cassilia coming in here, sniping the trebuchet from TaToH, but TaToH also has bomber cannons. He's got 5 of them now, and that's deadly. And he's got the halberdiers. I mean, he can just afford to send those in to roam underneath the castle fire, distract Nicov a little bit, and get those shots in with his bomber cannons. Still working away at that TC. Nicov trying to repair that.
This is rough, man, for Nicov. He's got so much to do. I mean, his position's good with his units, but there's just so much that TaToH has. Taking out the TC. Nicov repairing it, hopping in and out. But Nicov hasn't lost the castle yet.
No, he hasn't. But I like the fact that TaToH's looping around to the left side here. He knows pushing up through where his farms are. That's a really awkward angle for him. He needs more open space to run around with the bomber cannons. And he's shifting over to the side, also bringing a Treb. And he's got enough stone for another castle if he wants to lock down this area. And going for archery ranges. So probably skirmisher, arbalest coming in.
Yeah,
probably I think skirm, right?
I think
arbalest? Okay, arbalest.
Either or, you know, depending on how you want to spend your gold. I think it all makes sense. But, you know, I'm with you. TaToH just continues to shift positions, whether it's to the TC from Nicov or now this castle. And this is the perfect move. Nicov has the army, but the army's out of position.
Classic Nicov, too. When he's under pressure, 13 vills queued up. 140 villagers right now.
Yep.
He's housed at 180 pop. And like you always like to say, Nicov, when he's under pressure, he overbooms a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the only positive is that he is Burgundian. So that overboom could actually help him if he wants to go for the Flemish Revolution. But I don't know if that's necessarily part of his plans right now, Dave. As TaToH just completely abandons his whole base. He's like, yeah, whatever. Just go ahead, take my stuff. I'm making a castle there. That'll buy me some time. This is crazy from TaToH. He can melt these castles with 5 bomber cannons and a Treb. Nicov has to deal with this.
No, I really like him shifting over there. There was too many houses, too many buildings. There's a hill in the way and everything like that. It's very easy for Nicov to defend from that angle. TaToH simply shifts. He's got the Treb. He's got the bomber cannons. Castle's going to melt. Nicov is coming over here with hand cannons to try and respond to this. TaToH could get some big attack rounds. I think he wants to take out the castle first, and he is going to. No. Maybe?
Oh, man.
Treb
Dave,
will take it out.
I love what Nikov's doing here, though, because he didn't send his whole group. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it was not, but he knew he had enough. He didn't want to group them all up so they'd get smashed. And now TaToH, while he took out the castle, he's going to lose everything there. And it's 200 pop for Nicov. And he's got the castle positions in the north still. And TaToH, he can't take that gold in the middle of the map. And TaToH is switching to Arbalest, though, and he does have a neutral gold in the very right corner here with 3 relics. What an incredible game to start off the series.
TaToH building up the Arbalest mass like you talked about. He's got cav archers. He's got militia in the queue.
Probably a misclick. Probably a misclick. Also,
I would assume so, yes.
Nicov taking some losses with the hand cannons, and he needs to save the Treb there in the north. And he will be prompted to make his own bombard cannons if he sees the Arbalest from TaToH. Also, love the light cav edition, and I love how far ahead Nicov is with these upgrades, too. Like, a lot of people are getting light cav right now, but they don't have full armor. Just completes that. Getting more armor now for his hand cannons. Who do you favor here, Dave? This is really close.
At that moment where it was swinging, he had a lot of units producing. Now it's kind of slowed down a little bit now that he's at 200 pop. Probably needs to add some more farms, but yeah, he's in a decent position. Also, Burgundian vineyards might be good here if we think we're going to go for the long game.
Nicov does need to defend that castle in the north, and he knows it. But he's focusing his focus on the fight here as he tries to use the light cav. I mean, the light cav were great there because all the halbs get chewed by the hand cannons, but at the end of the day, you do not want those hand cannons to be hit by the skirms and the arbs from TaToH. And TaToH bringing it back a little bit. Great bomber cannon micro there. And yes, he's lost a Treb, but he's getting some great pickoffs. And Nicov,
I think
4 on gold
yeah,
only.
Nikov's going to struggle here. Nicov took so long to get out to those golds. There's still a gold over there. There's some T90 farms over on the left. Oh, my Jesus. Oh, on the left side.
He's got hand card. It's fine.
Struggling a little bit. But he definitely needs to get out to that gold. He's finally going for a mining camp over there. I think TaToH could even make an argument here with his skirmisher number to just send them in against the hand cannons. Sacrifice like 40 skirms for 20 hand cannons, and I think you're good. And there's Burgundian Vineyards coming in that castle.
Probably
and
the
TaToH,
most underrated tech.
Shifting over. It is very good, yeah.
You know, the thing is we have a pause here, and maybe, you know, a key is jammed or something as they're smashing their keyboards. They need to fix
there's
that.
something jammed based on those farms.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
God.
Well, okay, there's nothing wrong with those farms. Okay, there's a few that are bad. Okay, never mind. You know what? I'm not the one to defend farms. It's going to make me look bad. But as we come back, the thing for Nicov is he hasn't been able to apply any economic pressure to TaToH. He hasn't been able to really ask any big questions to TaToH. So it's tough because TaToH's got this big death ball. Would love to see some Hussars somehow make their way back into TaToH's corner because he's got a lot of exposed eco back there. TaToH does not want to allow Nicov the presence of mind to do that. And so every time he has an opportunity, he'll go forward. 80 military for the Spaniard. That's insane. Nicov can't make a lot more, Dave. He's almost popped right now. So
no, and Nicov has to respect the fact that TaToH can dive in for those hand cannons. He can't really afford to replace that entire mass.
Do you go
so
for
he's
Revolution
gonna have to hope
here?
for some big raids. I
feel like with this pop,
I feel like you don't really have, unless you can get some good raids in, he's gonna notice the castles now. I don't think you really have that many other options.
Yeah. Well, he is going to raid with the Hussars now. So this is good. Nicov, during that 5-second pause, may be able to think a little bit more about what he wants to do here. But I don't know, man. He is getting hoardings. It shows how desperate he is to protect this castle. Comes in with the hand cannons. TaToH sees it, though. Amazing micro from TaToH. Just chewing up the stone from Nicov as Nicov has to repair here. Nikov's raids are doing damage, sure, but Nicov needs to defend the castle. He snipes both bombard cannons, but now he has to deal with the Trebs.
Wires on the way, infantry armor on the way. He knows, Tristan. He's thinking about it.
But is it going to be too late, right? Is it going to be too late? A lot of people do it when they feel like they're going to die. Can he do it and have it be appropriately timed here, Dave?
I think if TaToH suspects this, he should buy himself a castle for the back at least. He should also maybe invest into some towers somewhere around here. Cataphracts would be great.
The good thing about Cataphracts is you don't need to get elite. I think they're still going to do pretty good. But the fact that Nicov has kept this castle up is absolutely insane. Architecture and hoardings looked like desperation to me, but it's paid off. And there's only one Treb there for TaToH. If Nicov can just take that out, Nicov could be fine here.
Now, the problem with Flemish Revolution a lot of the times is that players have no siege to back it up. And I think Nikov's at risk of losing these 2 bomber cannons, and 2 bomber cannons probably aren't going to be enough. One of them goes down.
Yep. TaToH still with the 1 Treb. Nicov now with 1 bombard cannon. There's no real raids happening. You do have a few Hussars hitting villagers, but not a lot. TaToH at 100 villagers versus 152. And if you're going to go Revolution, I think you need to have all the infantry armor too, Dave. So Nicov probably ideally needs to wait for that. TaToH's coming forward with more trebuchets, though. He is going to have decent res.
Like, you will be able to afford the infantry armor and the upgrade. See that gold coming in from Burgundian Vineyards as we speak. And TaToH loses another Treb there. Nicov going for another TC at the top. On the wood line, he's adding tons of TCs. He's got 20 bills in the queue, and he's getting the armor. He's going to click it here, and I wonder if TaToH realizes TaToH needs, I think, at least 1 more castle in his eco to help defend against this.
It's wild to me that TaToH with 80 army hasn't been able to take out this castle. What an amazing hold from Nicov. I mean, now he's probably thinking, do I need the Revolution? Because I'm pushing it back without it. I'm getting some raids in. I think that if you've got 4 bombard cannons and you have... I mean, he's got 92 on food, and that's also bringing him gold.
Dude,
So-
this is the most hodgepodge army that TaToH just brought back to his woodline. He's got a militia, 2 cav archers here. Like,
Is it bad
so
that I just got
stupid.
deja vu of you saying hodgepodge army for TaToH? Like, someone's got to go back. I bet you said that before. Oh,
Seems
man.
like something I might say. Flemish is in. Flemish is in, dude. It's coming.
From the player who's been complaining to remove this from the game more than probably anyone, and that's saying something. Nicov goes up 190 military. All the villagers are now Flemish militias. He will add more eco. Can TaToH stop this? TaToH immediately backs away, but he's going to lose his trebs on the other side, which means he can't take out that castle yet again. And TaToH's desperate, Dave. How do you stop 190 military?
I love, if I can click them, I love selecting all of them and watching the wave come in.
Ah, yeah, I see what you mean. You know, the toughest thing here is just making sure that you can get them all because you had eco in every corner of the map. I don't think TaToH can stop this, Dave. I mean, the key here is just to have enough of a meat shield for your siege to take out all the castles. And yeah, TaToH's got Byzantine castles, but it's still 170 military for him to deal with. Nicov clicked a button and went up to almost 200 military here as
I
he
think
even gets
TaToH should
arson.
be fine here. I think he should be fine. All he needs to do is snipe these cannons.
Yeah, if he had
I
4
think he can
bomber
do.
cannons, if there were a few more bomber cannons, I would have liked this a lot more for Nicov.
Oh, he's
See.
not sniping the cannons. He's busy. He's not sniping them with the Arbalest. He
It's just
definitely
too
had a
much to
shot.
deal
Now
with.
the cannons are getting good shots there against the Arbalest. Only 120 Flemish militia left. There's 30 villagers now for Nicov, so he's trying to replace the numbers, but the castle for TaToH is still not down here, Tristan. And this is Nicov pushing right through the middle of TaToH's base. He's not going for the odd raids at the back. He's just engaging against the big army in the middle. Numbers still falling for him, but 98. 98 left over.
You know, you sacrifice your whole eco to get this, but your eco is untouched, and you can just send villagers back to farms. Whereas TaToH, his eco is getting destroyed here. And Flemish Militia, they have 75 HP, 12 plus 4 attack, and they also have decent Pierce armor. So Arbalest isn't really that great against it. Again, the main thing here is the numbers, is TaToH's going to give up his relics. It's actually 130 pop for both players. It's just the situation's flipped. We have 90 army for one player, 90 eco for the other.
I wanted to see another castle back there from TaToH. I think if TaToH had a castle in his eco, like I was saying earlier, it would have cost him a couple hundred stone to buy one.
Yep.
Those farms would have been safe. The Flemish militia can't really push in there. Maybe you have another position to fall back to. But now you're looking at his pop, and he's down to 130. Nikov's at 140 right now. Both the castles in the north from TaToH look like they're going to be finished off. Relics have been ungarrisoned there. And he's still got this group of Arbalists, as there's only 53 Flemish militia left, but...
And
Ooh.
both players needing to add villagers now. Obviously, Nicov can do that. He's up to 46 on food already as he takes the castle out. And it will slow down here a bit as both players are struggling. And that Arb mass is still the key here for TaToH. But will Nicov be able to boom back up to a point where he can flood back up to 200 population?
Well, they're almost even on villagers again.
Yep.
So
That's
he's
tricky.
already done so.
Another TC for Nicov. On the front, trying to take that gold. He's been happily on his own golds at home now. Obviously has lots of farms to go back to. And lots of bomber cannon micro as TaToH really needed to take care of those even earlier as he was trying to push the castle in the middle. But easier said than done. And I've been so impressed with Nikov's holds here, Dave, as he gets the snipe there from TaToH. And again, for me, it's near impossible for TaToH to bring this back because Nikov's castle position's at home. He rocks TaToH there with the Arbs. TaToH's eco is not going to be good enough to make more military here.
And TaToH now going into hand cannons of his own. But Nicov has better hand cannons. Nicov still has the Flemish militia alive. 40 of those in front. And the bomber cannons being alive through this whole process was the biggest thing, right? Having the siege, TaToH had an opportunity to snipe those early in the revolution. I think if he did, the castle in the middle does not go down. Unfortunately, there was way too much to pay attention to. Arbalists do have a lot of kills. Like if you select that group of Arbalists, 64 kills on those. So you can see
Yep.
how much they did against the revolution, but just wasn't enough. And the Hussar are back. 99 villagers again for Nicov. I think it's only a matter of time before TaToH calls the GG. Could not withstand it, which is actually the first time. I think this is like the 5th time I've seen Flemish Revolution recently, and the first 4 times players have all lost when they clicked it.
Yeah, I think, again, it's one of those deals where you have to be in the proper position to do it. I think Nicov would have had the edge to win this game without the Revolution, so from a balance perspective, it's not as if the Revolution is able to bring games back from the dead as much as maybe it was when it first started. They must have had a large spec delay, because okay, there's the speed. But what a statement from Nicov. I mean, his economy before he went for the Revolution was insane. 92 farmers I counted at one point. He had all the technologies he needed here, Dave, both with eco and with military. He had a crazy army comp. And also, he kept so many castles alive when TaToH had 30 or 40 more military than him. And so, if you want to send a statement to TaToH that you're here to compete in Titans League and that you're having a really good year, that's going to be it. Because for Nicov, he's been there the last couple of years where we're talking, okay, flirting within the top 8, the top 10, top 12, but then he'd face up against someone like TaToH, or he'd face up against someone like, anyone in that top 8, top 10, and then he might not be able to get results. Sick game there. I love that game.
Who says top 8? Yeah, he's always been kind of flirting with my top 7.5 players.
Are you really going to just completely smash my point and not talk about that?
No, I'm not smashing. I'm just making a different, more valid point.
Okay. All right. Well, it could be top 7.5 for all I care. But I came in here today thinking 2-1 TaToH because I didn't think Nicov could pull it out in those crucial moments. In the moments where TaToH has the 80 military and is pushing up the gut to take out castles. What was it? 1 bomber cannon in defense for Nicov, and TaToH had 2 trebs and 2 bomber cannons at one point. Very impressive. And that's before we even talk about the whole siege defense with the redemption earlier, too. So, sick stuff, man. It's funny to look at the timeline afterwards and see the military and the eco spike. 680 kills and 400 deaths for Nicov. That says something when you had 150 military at one point against those Arbalest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
that was impressive, and I thought TaToH, he had so much res before Flemish was clicked. I think he just needed to prepare for it better.
Yeah, so that was going to be my question. What does TaToH do?
So there's a couple things. You can go, like I said, you can make a castle at the back there. You gotta snipe the siege. Number 1, you gotta snipe the siege.
Yeah.
Which he didn't do, and maybe you could go for guard tower defense, which we've seen from him a lot. Now you're thinking guard towers don't do too much to Flemish, but if you have 4 or 5 of them in the back there, you can hide villagers inside. They start picking away, and the thing with Flemish is you start losing those Flemish militia, and it gets out of control real quick. If you're the player with 140 military, suddenly you're from 140 down to 40, and you're just kind of wondering, where did my entire population go?
Yeah, I think the tricky thing there too was he wasn't able to take out any castles, so Nicov had secure eco. I don't think Nicov can conveniently go for the Revolution and the 92 farms if he loses a couple of those castles. Remember the North, TaToH tried 3 different times to take out castles. I think he only took out 1, and then, of course, that all-important middle castle. But, man, we have Golden Swamp up next. I was curious on what TaToH would pick for home map because Nicov and TaToH are both kind of known as good hybrid players. And then I think both are pretty solid on Arena, and Nicov actually chose that against MBL in the previous round. So he went for Golden Swamp. We have 10 seconds.
Guys, you can't stonewall that. You can't stonewall a wide open map like that against Flemish militia. There's always a way in. And if there's one hole, your entire investment with the stonewall just goes to waste.
So
all the time, everything like that.
Yeah. Here's my idea, though, and this might be a bad idea. I'm full of bad ideas, but you know how that noise goes off when the revolution happens?
Yeah.
What if when someone clicked it, the noise went off for the enemy, and then it took a minute to research the tech? Because I know then you have to talk about, what if someone researches and cancels it or whatever. But to me, it'd be kind of cool is you hear the revolt before it happens, and then you have to prep for it. I don't know. It was just my thought. I mean, I don't know if that's good balance-wise, but it certainly would be fun.
I think that just opens the door for mind games.
Maybe.
Honestly,
Maybe.
that's like the typing he has advanced to the Imperial Age.
Yeah, true.
Basically. And then your opponent, there's some BM person out there that's just gonna click it over and over and over and keep canceling it and click it over and over and over. Maybe
Yeah,
there's like
I
a
guess
penalty
so.
for clicking it, like you immediately lose half the res. But then you would probably have to reprogram the game. I don't know. I don't
Well,
think it's
okay. So hear me out though. Like right now, it's like raw, but then if you unclick it, it's like it's like they lost faith in the revolt. They just gave up. They became cowards. I don't know.
I would set hotkeys for that shit. Click it and cancel it,
Yeah.
and just be like, my opponent would be losing their mind. Dude.
Perfect. I know some people are gonna want that, but I can understand the arguments against it. But all right, game 2 here. We have Vikings versus Lithuanians, and I've seen, I want to say 4 Golden Swamp games so far in Platinum League, and they have all been different. We have had some players try and go YOLO, only on water. They didn't do anything else. We've had players sneak villagers and go archer ranges. We've had men-at-arm, archer, fire galley. We've had everything. But from what I'm seeing right here, at least with Nicov, I'm kind of expecting him to try and do something other than go water. I mean, I could be wrong, but on Golden Swamp,
No, I
you're
think
really close. So I don't know if galleys would actually work.
The last time I saw a Golden Swamp was, I believe, Yo against Hera. And I don't know if it was in Titans League or if it was the best of 21.
It's probably the best of 21.
Hera played galleys on the middle, and he actually took control of the middle, and Yo completely wiped his base. Yo went
I
fires
saw that.
and then
Yeah.
Monk Knights or whatever, and it actually turned out to be a great game. But the galleys did work after a certain period of time.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I mean, so again, I've seen galleys, and I've seen the galley players die to early fires, but I guess it's all timing thing, and
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out. TaToH picking Lithuanians as his first civ, so really important for him to get a victory here. In theory, you know, picking this map and then picking this civ first, you want to get a victory, otherwise he could be at disadvantage later. And TaToH's actually my favorite Golden Swamp player. It feels like a weird statement. I don't think there's a tier list of Golden Swamp players that exists, but I remember when Kelts had the faster militia in Dark Age, he would always go for the Drush, and he would go fast castle and sneak villagers to the side and kind of just bait people into focusing on water while he would focus on land here.
I think TaToH also has a healthy respect for demos, which is necessary on this map.
True. Yep. That's a good point. Map-wise, just for those that don't know, there's quite a bit of gold, though. So don't compare this to Golden Pit or Gold Rush. There's tons of gold in the middle, but you have 3 massive piles at home. And then you also have the 2 elephants, which is 800 food. You have deer, and then you have the water buffaloes, which is 150
There's plenty of
each.
food here.
So yeah, it's pretty insane.
I've always liked this map. It's a good one.
Yeah. I like it because, well, I guess this is the same as any type of objective style map, but I still feel like there's not a meta that's figured out, and while these players might go all on water, I feel like there's the opportunity to do other things. So I'm hoping
That's the
we
thing
see
with
that
hybrid maps, though, like this, especially where the water is a land terrain. It's kind of hard to develop that meta that works every single time.
Yep. Also, if you don't see the map a lot, right? Like, this is a map that does show up in the map pool from time to time, but none of the high-level players play it. They're just playing Arabia or Arena. And also, this is not a map that's seen all the time. So we're going to, every 6 months we have a different season. We're going to rotate in different maps every time and try and keep that same theme where some maps are known, some maps are maybe not quite as known. Never anything too radical.
So TaToH is going 2 to gold here. Looks like he wanted to send another villager out, but now he's pulling her back. So he might just be going 1 dock fire galley aggression. And then what's the play from there? Hasn't sent another villager out to dock. Still only 2 on gold.
And he sees
No
Nikov's going
barracks.
for 2 docks.
He's sending a villager out now.
Yeah, I guess he just didn't
Timing's
want to
really
leave
weird.
her out there. Yeah.
And now they're sending them back. TaToH's lost.
I think TaToH could go 2 galleys to just snipe fish and then transition to land here then. If I had to guess, that would be what we're gonna see, because he's still taking food. If it's an all-in water build, you're going to do it like Nicov, and you're going to have everything on wood and gold and just use your fishing ships for food.
TaToH sees the double dock from Nicov, so he confirms that it's water control for him, and he goes for fire galley. Does not go for the galley approach. And going for the barracks, and here we go. Archer range likely next from him. Nope. House is necessary.
Be curious to see what Nicov does, because Nicov will see this, and Nicov will now know that he should win water. He's going to just double-check the shoreline. It was huge for Nicov that he had the higher HP there, because otherwise this could surprise him. And, I mean, 2 dock galleys, once you get to about 5 or 6, you're going to be able to take out the 2 or 3 fire galleys that are out there. So, advantage Nicov on the water, but then there's always that big question of how important that water is in this map.
Oh, look at Tat. Do you see that? He was trying to block in the scout with the 2 fishing ships.
I mean, he got a hit there, Dave. So now he has more HP. And Nicov will have to try and save his scout here because he doesn't want to be in the dark if TaToH has a barracks. TaToH could always sneak a villager here.
I think Nicov should prioritize walling on left side too. He's already gotten started on it a little bit. You can defend near your docks if land pressure comes in with the galleys just a tad. And you can also wall to that dock, but you need the walls up on the left just in case that land pressure is coming in. You've only seen 1 fire galley. You've only seen 1 dock, and TaToH is now going for a stable, and TaToH's actually coming forward with vills. No, he sends him back. There's been a lot of that this game.
Yeah.
Villagers coming forward and then going back and then coming forward again. Some indecision definitely from TaToH.
And Nicov should know that he needs to add a barracks at some point. Because either it's barracks for spears if TaToH's going scouts, or he might need a follow-up building, and that would probably be an archer range. So, we'll see. I mean, he hasn't killed TaToH's fish. He obviously hasn't lost fish either. And TaToH's being super annoying. Again, I would be paranoid if I were Nicov right now. There's going to be something running into my base soon. And here comes TaToH. TaToH sees there's a gap in the wall. TaToH's going to have 2 scouts here. And Nicov is going to lose a villager here.
Yep. 1 second too late. Is he, though?
He might not.
Now, one of those scouts is really weak. It's hard to take this villager down. And Nicov... Okay, he's thinking too hard.
Yeah, trying to save
Brain
it right
capacity is overloading, but micro capacity is still there. Nicov, how?
Well, there you go. Now, the problem is the other scout can just run into your friends, though. So I don't know if that's great. He's going to add a house and a palisade, just trying to block that off a bit more. But, Dave, there is a problem with this. And the problem would be that he isn't like, using his... Actually, he killed the fishing ship, so there's no problem. I take that back.
Yeah. No,
he's
got the
completely
advantage
fine
here on water, and he's got a lot of galleys here. He's got 7 galleys, should be enough to deal with the fires. TaToH has looped them all the way around, so he's trying to just even out the fishing ship count.
Yep.
At this point, and right now Nicov is leading in every stat. I mean, KD, Eco, KD.
What about the efficiency?
Ahead.
I wonder. The efficiency
maybe.
has been
And
much lower.
TC has been idled.
Yeah.
Too. TaToH's gonna kill a villager. He does get one with the help of the spears.
But think about what TaToH's doing. He's taken all of his water buffalo already. Nikov's floating all this wood, right? Because he wanted to go water. TaToH has horse collar. He's adding farms. I feel like TaToH's
Nicov has
castlates
had
might actually be
wheelbarrow
better.
For a very long time,
Yeah,
though.
true. Nicov will respond to save 3 fishing ships. He's invested a lot to save 3 fish. TaToH scouts, they have done damage, but he's taken a lot of losses in this game. He's going in for another Vill, and it's awkward because all the scouts can't actually hit here. And Nicov knows it, but that's going to be a dead villager, and well played TaToH again.
Yep.
Evens up the Eco KD.
I think Nicov can start adding some fish here. No, he lost a few galleys there. He lost 3 galleys in that engagement. And a fishing ship against 2 fire galleys, and now TaToH has 3. Like you don't even have water 1 at this point if you're Nicov, and you've invested so much into that. So good job from TaToH so far. And look at the resources from TaToH. Lots of food in the bank.
TaToH, he's gonna snipe. Oh no, is he gonna get it? She's
Nicov,
fast.
come on!
Why did she go that
my-
way? Why did she go that way? Was that a
Why
pathing
did the spearman
thing?
not attack? He clicked her over there. He clicked the spearman away. That was bad. That was really bad. Eco KD now in TaToH's favor as Nicov comes out with these 4 galleys, and he doesn't want to make any extra galleys. There's 4 fire galleys against 4 galleys with no fletching.
Dude, TaToH's done such an amazing job. Initially, it looked like he was going to lose water. Now he's back on water, and Nikov's probably distracted, and now he is to panic again. And again, the only thing that he's really benefited from is bringing in a little bit of food with 3 fishing ships. Never had the opportunity to add more. And TaToH, I could see him switching fully back on the water now, Dave, as he's close to clicking up to Castle H. Would love to see a second dock.
And these galleys are fine against the fire galleys as long as you keep your attention on them and like nothing else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yep.
You have to be microing them at all times. And now TaToH will simply pull a weak one back. He's going to repair that at some point, go for another dock. Once he gets up to Castle Age, gets that War Galley upgrade, they get a lot more armor on these ships. More damage output, too, and they're really devastating against Feudal Age galleys.
Love the decision from Nicov to recognize this, though. He's going to use the market to rush up. He'll know that TaToH will switch back onto water now, and he will know that the only military buildings TaToH has probably had is a barracks and a stable. So here he comes with 2 archers and 2 spearmen.
Oh, my God.
And that could get some value there.
TaToH's going to trade with himself. He's already setting up the land route.
Wait, what? Did he make a... Oh, he made a second market. Oh, geez. Well, you could tell he was focused as well. Okay.
And the villager, Nicov noticed that. Nicov saw the villager from TaToH coming forward.
Did he?
Yeah, he did see it with the scout. He doesn't want TaToH to know that he saw it with the scout. So he's keeping the scout just out of vision, and now he's bringing the archers. So I guess he wants TaToH to tailor his strategy towards having something with this villager. Maybe wants him to invest the wood into a siege workshop and then collapse on it.
Maybe. I mean, he needs to get his army there. If you think about it, this might actually not be good for Nicov compared to what could have happened.
TaToH has no idea. Nikov's been tracking this the whole time, and TaToH has no idea.
He's going to find out
That's
soon.
funny.
But think about the damage Nicov could have done. He could have run into TaToH's base where he had nothing and probably killed more than 1 villagers. But I guess you don't want a siege workshop on your face either.
It's only 2 archers at the end of the day, man.
Yeah,
it was only 2 archers. And TaToH is going to get this villager cleared up. So that was good tracking, good awareness from Nicov. When he was just sending the scout randomly that way to notice that villager. It was really, really nice. And more galleys on the way from TaToH. Nicov has to wait for Castle Age, get his upgrades in. War galleys probably the play for him. Longboat would be nice, but you want to upgrade your existing galleys.
You've got to make a demo or 2 here if you're Nicov. One of your docks needs to make a demo. You've got enough galleys. You can upgrade them as well. But if the fires swoop in here, you do not want to be outnumbered. So
One thing that Hera did in the best of 21 is he had this big galley mass, and he was still in feudal. And Yo was up to Castle Age first, and he made a little palisade area for his galleys.
Okay, like
archers
archers
on the swamp terrain.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It was really, really nice from him.
Interesting. We have TCs for Nicov. So I think Nicov is expecting to lose water right now because he didn't go for the War Galley upgrade. And so he's just going to soak up some pressure here. And Viking economy, as we know, wheelbarrow for free in Feudal Age, but then handcarting castles. So certainly not going to be bad, but he lost his scout as well, Dave. I feel like if TaToH can get relics, there's a lot of them out there. And then he's got water control for the gold. And Night Siege could still be a big possibility for TaToH.
I like this demo from TaToH. I wonder if he keeps it in the dock and waits for those galleys to come back across.
Did he notice? Okay, he sees them with the monk now. Should probably send one fire.
He's going to drive him away with the monk. Nicov clicks back and the demo comes in.
Well, we can't look at anything else until it happens. So I hope he does it soon.
I just like situations where you can force people into a demo. It's like it utilizes brain power, you know? See, like Nikov's going to come back through this dock and TaToH wants to get him as he's pathing around, but TaToH has no vision on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely putting a lot more thought into it than TaToH is at the moment. Not to say that TaToH can't, but he's booming 3 TCs, adding knights, getting relics.
No, he has that garrison in this for this exact situation. He's ready.
He'll bring the fire galleys, surely. He did take out the docks now. Would love to see the demo as well. And Nicov, I think, just trying to do something and deny that relic.
He's going to come from both sides with the fire galleys. He's going to push the galleys. See, come around the edges, push the galleys into the dock and demo him.
Okay.
He's getting the timing perfect.
I would save the demo. I wouldn't use the demo if I were... Okay, he's going to use the demo. There you go. Boom!
TaToH!
Boom! Don't use it, TaToH.
Now save it. Now don't use it.
Don't use it. Don't use it. Don't use it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Is he faking?
The setup. You had the setup. And that's not... Yeah, that's not it.
Well, Dave, right now TaToH has 1 relic. He's going to get 2, most likely 3. because there's another one in the middle. He is on 3 TCs here. I would love to see the siege pressure here. Vikings can really, really struggle against Siege Knight, but Nicov may be thinking of that. Already making a lot of spearmen, and already heavy on stone maybe for a defensive castle.
Castle should go up and get yourself dock position, because I don't think you're going to win this with only land units.
Nicov, get Sanctity, bro. Something. Don't lose your monks to fire ships. Man, okay, Sanctity sucks.
Yep.
Sanctity doesn't matter.
2 games in a row, man.
I should just stop talking about it.
I definitely think Nicov needs water presence, though.
It's
at
tough.
some point in this game.
It's
I don't
tough
think
when
you
you
can
can't
win
make
just
fires. Galley and Knights
well, I mean,
around.
later on in the game, especially at this stage of Castle Age, if you get a castle up here, fires are going to become less useful, way less useful, right?
Yeah, interesting. TaToH has the Knights, and Nicov just used his conversions on the ships. So it looked to me like he was trying to go in for these monks, but the longer he waits, the more faith they're going to get. So I guess he also knew there was another monk coming in. Nicov going to lose a lot here. The KD's not looking pretty. Eco, though, is pretty good. I think he's going to get desperate, though, and I think he needs to drop his castle here shortly. What do you think Nikov's long-term should be? So castle on the shoreline. I agree with you.
Castle on the shoreline, and then I think you control water.
Maybe place the castle to the right of the TC. There's that 4-tile palisade. Just delete that. I guess there's knights out there, so you have to be careful. But maybe that's where I would place the castle. Cause
also a demo.
Okay, demo from TaToH.
Ooh,
Gotta pay
monk is
attention
going to be
it.
found by TaToH. Yeah, he loops back around. He's going to try and get this monk here. Relic will be pretty close to Nikov's space, though, so hard for TaToH to grab that one. He is waiting here with the war galleys, though. He knows that the castle is probably going to come over, and there's the foundation right there.
This is crazy because TaToH's getting bodkin. I think TaToH could actually deny this.
No, I think Nicov gets the fire galleys or fire ships converted. Maybe he can save this foundation. The knights are coming in. The pikemen are still there. Sorry, spearmen are still there. Imperial Age on the way from Nicov. He converts a couple ships. He's sending more villagers, and the castle will go up.
Yeah.
Castle will go up.
It's awkward, but you're right. He is going to get it up. Also converted a knight that had tons of attack and might even be able to deny that relic. So Nicov, perfect castle spot. I think it's been a good approach from him to bring it back in this game. And what you were thinking, Dave, is a bunch of docks. And I don't mind it because I don't think you're going to easily be able to do anything else.
I don't... like, how does your land... Oh, my God, TaToH. Please don't lose your entire navy to one castle. How... Like, what do you do on land here against Lithuanians when Lithuanians have control of the water and that middle gold? I think if you're Vikings, you got to play in one area. You can't play the scattered game against Lithuanians. They're always going to win that one with their extra mobility. And you can see TaToH already trying to pick away at the edges here. He's got a villager on the left side. Still has that monk over on the right side, giving him some vision. But Nicov is going to play the middle. Nikov's still with the villager lead and a faster Imperial Age time.
Yeah, and he also will have 2 relics, which isn't too bad. Nicov knows that he can just get this castle down. TaToH, he hasn't even had handcart yet, so his eco is not quite as good, but I think TaToH's going to be kicking himself that he didn't get the knight siege pressure going. It brings us back to that villager getting sniped. It's coming back on water. That's only possible because Nikov's eco was untouched in Castle Age. And longboats should dominate, Dave. I don't think there's even a chance for TaToH to compete on water if it's elite longboat in the middle.
Yep. I think TaToH needs to, or Nicov needs to go to the stone to the right. Maybe even a fortified wall tech here on the land and force everything into the middle.
Yeah.
Would be great. Like, walls on the sides are going to be super, super important. Longboats are going to win the day in the middle. You'll get the middle control via another castle or something, but just lock down the sides if you can. An elite longboat even on the way.
Love what TaToH's going to do. He's even getting chain barding armor, so he's staying in castle. He's just going to give up the middle. Defensive castle at home to protect his gold. That'll be fine against longboats. Just trying to force Nicov to do something on land, which would in turn take him off of water a little bit more. And we even have rams in queue here, Dave. So we're going to see a berserk here from Nicov. I mean, that's not going to be enough. Nicov needs more farms. He's going to need barracks. Maybe should consider going for pikemen here.
Berserk just to snipe the mangonel, I guess. And he still hasn't walled this area off, and the knights just run right through.
Yeah, now he can get a conversion there on a knight, which he can now use against the siege. TaToH has to back away. His own monk is
that
coming.
Conversion's so big. That conversion is so big. If the monk doesn't get there in time, and I don't think it will be in time to save the one mangonel.
Oh,
maybe
wait.
TaToH can use the other to block it. Nope. Nicov gets one.
Buying time. Meanwhile, Nicov in the middle with the town center. Lots of villagers on gold. His food eco isn't where TaToH is right now. And his land control isn't where TaToH is right now. But it's just 4 knights. He should be able to convert those knights. TaToH's castle, though, Dave, able to take out the longboat. So now Nicov might think about sending Trebs forward. But he used to think about protecting the Trebs. And I love games like this. This is so cool. 118 pop. The positions are very different. And TaToH goes in for a monk. He's going to get the monk. The extra attack paying off there. And I think he should just continue this pressure. Because the more he pressures here, the more it's likely that he could actually come back on water.
Nicov needed to go to that. Okay, he's finally going to it. He needed to go to that like 3 minutes ago. He needed another castle. Yeah, either in the middle on the swamp terrain to completely lock down and start pressuring TaToH at the front with the Treb, or to lock down this left side with the castle. He needed something there, and he's finally going out to the stone. Still trying to deal with the knights over there. Rams are pushing him from TaToH. Imperial Age on the way from TaToH as he tries to take the stone over to the right, but Nicov is near there with longboats. Maybe he can shut that down.
It feels like the shift now for TaToH needs to be adding some docks on water. He's making good progress on land. Fantastic progress on land, actually. He could even snipe that Treb if he wanted to, but this land success has to bring you more success, and I think it's going to be docks in front of his castle here. And for Nicov, he's just now trying to catch up on land with pikemen. The guy doesn't even have Bracer yet, Dave. So he went imp, but he didn't really have the food eco to get all the upgrades he needed.
Yep. He's adding another dock at the front there. He's found the stone from TaToH. And
Yeah,
maybe,
that's really,
like,
really important.
I think we should definitely see a stone wall, at least from Nicov on the right. You're getting hit on the left, but make sure the same thing doesn't happen on the right that has happened on the left. Because if TaToH sends villagers forward there, you can get raided on that side. You still have to deal with the stuff, the rams and the knights on the other side, but I think you've got enough now.
Also, Nicov could give up these relics, which is not what you want to do against the Lithuanians. I love TaToH's approach, Dave. He's getting careening now for armor. He's adding the docks. Docks could maybe come up a little bit faster, but there's so many different things these guys have to focus on right now. Nicov can't be feeling good because he knows he's kind of vulnerable on water, but he's dying on land. So he needs to address that first, and his eco is still not great. Only 23 on food compared to the 39 for TaToH and counting.
Yep.
This is classic TaToH on Golden Swamp, or any map that's like this. He will play into water and then switch it up back and forth, and he just takes control of the game. He did convert a villager in the north, by the way. It looks like he was trying to make some stables with him. Don't think that'll happen for now.
That's good from Nicov to notice that. Those stables could have been really annoying.
Berserks do have more base attack than they did in the past. It's still not going to be enough, though, if you have 0 upgrades, and TaToH's got all these relics with the upgrades. TaToH, not only will he mop up this fight, but he can take the Trebs. Nikov's in big trouble.
Nicov lost his blacksmith to that pressure, too. So
man.
I don't even think he has one right now. He's trying to get all the upgrades, but he doesn't even have the capabilities, and the Cavalier are doing work now. TaToH does have 3 relics, so these Cavalier are pretty strong, even with only forging in right now for him. And the docks are now producing from TaToH, and it's going to be fast fire ship, and he's going to take out these longboats really, really easily, and the Cavalier is still raiding, so Nicov didn't do enough to respond to this pressure early. TaToH now going for stables on the right side, and Nicov, even though he has control of the middle, looks like he's going to be in some deep trouble.
Yeah, what, 30, 40 villagers? He's even got villagers on those trees there. He ran out of comfortable space to take wood, apparently. All we need to see from TaToH now is just a couple of Trebs towards the middle. We'll have the fires to protect it, and Nicov could lose all those villagers.
Yeah, Winged Hussars coming in now, too. TaToH's in a really good position. TaToH should win this game. He's going to clear up the longboats in the middle there. If he gets a castle near the middle, it could be really good for him. Nicov even going for watchtowers there to try and secure it. TaToH now going for another siege workshop. Population's very, very even, but right now TaToH has the better units.
You could tell Nikov's under so much pressure. There's idols everywhere. He's always got vills in queue, but he's behind on upgrades, and he's trying to do a mix of everything. Nice house walls here to keep the Cavalier away. Converting a few of them, making more Navy, making more pikemen. He does have 20 pikemen now, which is not bad. But TaToH should be able to use the fires in the middle day, but that said, he doesn't have too many yet. He was late with the Trebs. Nikov's population somehow still higher, and Nikov's not giving up yet. He's going to drop a town center on his gold on the left. And TaToH, I think, is just going to have his way with him with the raids, though.
I forgot that Nicov had elite longboat. I was thinking these were regular longboats.
No,
but
he
they're
clicked that
actually
first
doing. Yeah, exactly. He did. He invested a lot of resource, and they're actually doing decent amount of damage against the fast fire ships from TaToH. And now he's got quite a few longboats, and those are going to help against the rams too.
Yep. Look at TaToH's
Lots
town
of arrows
center.
coming out of those.
The town center in the middle. I mean, it's not on the gold, but it's still close enough to it. He knows how important that is. He might not be able to kill those villagers from Nicov after all.
I thought that was a university, not a town center.
Like
when
a
I
siege
first
workshop or something?
looked at it. Yeah.
I love the winged hussar raids. Nikov's population is great, but still, he's just got to get pikemen in all these different spots. The pikemen will actually work well against winged hussar if you have no upgrades.
If he does, you know what, though? He's in the process of locking it down. He's at 174 pop right now.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The winged hussar raids are great, but the pikemen are there. And still 134 villagers from him. And he's gone for the stone walls over on the left side. So the raids aren't going to come in there anytime soon. And now he can focus all his attention on the middle. And he does have the elite longboat upgrade there. TaToH now getting... what just came in for him?
Hill
What's
forts.
the castle age?
He got hill forts,
forts,
so his
that's it.
TCs have more range,
That's
which
it.
actually will be useful here. But castle obviously more important here, Dave. And this is where we'll start to shift everything towards the middle. TaToH's not giving up on the left. Nicov dropping a castle there, but Nikov's making trebs for the middle. So Nicov will need his longboats to protect the trebuchets. He now cannot take any gold in the middle, and TaToH's going to have his share.
Look at his economy, too. 40 idle villagers.
What's the idle time at? 8 hours of idle time for Nicov this game.
That's not bad. I mean...
8 hours. That's a lot. For
I had 8
45-minute
hours of
game.
idle time watching AoE 2 the other day.
Yeah, true.
Just
That's another
on
day.
Twitch, so I don't know. Yeah, seems like an everyday occurrence.
Another TC. Is
And
TaToH,
there's another TC.
Is he
TaToH is
genuinely
using
hoping hill forts?
Yep.
He should get
do
heated shot,
Lithuanians
man.
get heated shot?
I was.
Yeah, hill forts heated shot.
I mean, right now he's not really floating resources, which is an issue. But Nicov correctly sending everything he has to the middle right now. But can he keep his trebs alive? Also, oh my God, he's going to convert 4 fires. 1, 2.
Those are. Big.
He got 4.
He got 4.
He got 4 of them. This is insane. Both players'
That's
populations
huge,
are
especially
there.
with the longboats behind.
Yeah, he can't
And
make
the
5
longboats
ships.
are outranging the TCs.
Oh my God. But Dave,
Barely.
Dave. Well, I guess he's not garrison, right? You would have to garrison to even fire. But Dave, TaToH's in on the left. TaToH did not give up on the left. He's got capped rams. He's got winged hussar and an odd cavalier or two. He's also on the right making more winged hussars. So he says, Nicov, come to the middle. That's fine. I'm just going to take your eco again. And Nikov's wide open on the right. What is happening? Nicov could take the middle from TaToH, but TaToH could take the outer ring from Nicov.
And Nicov now defending with pikemen. Here comes my chat again. But pikemen counter ships.
Yeah,
Well, they are doing it
like
right now.
People like to bring that up. It is true.
And a castle over here on the right from Nicov. The one thing I love that Nicov has been doing is we've just been looking at his base the entire time, it seems like, this game.
Yep.
He's kept making villagers. Now he's stopped, of course, now that I've said that. But he's kept producing villagers throughout all of these raids. So you can see the Eco Kitty right now, 94-8.
The
And
problem,
he's still at 113.
these raids have taken their toll, though. This is the thing. He's at
Food
10
eco
on
is not
food.
there.
Yeah, he's got so many idols, and then he's pulling villagers away from farms because the hussars show up. TaToH's got 43 on food. So Nicov has to continue to push the middle, because if TaToH can hold any slice of the middle, as he is getting heated shot, by the way, then I think TaToH could eventually just dry him out of resources. But, man, I mean, you've got the castle still standing. On the left side, we have bomber cannons for TaToH, though. I don't know if Nicov can deal with that.
We need Tigui for these town centers, too. We
Malians,
need Hillfort and Tigui and Persians.
I'm trying
and
to think of
Teutons.
another TC bonus. Yeah, Teutons. Dave, I think Nicov is struggling now. The Rams he was able to deal with a few pikes. His eco is not getting any better. TaToH is massing fires for the middle, and TaToH's definitely going to take the left side.
Yeah, Nicov should be dead here.
To me,
TaToH's
it looked
done
like
such a good job there.
It's been an amazing game from both players because I really thought Nicov was going to crumble the first time. And then suddenly he was at 200 pop with all the pikemen and longboats. But TaToH, even with the bombard cannons in the middle now, he sniped one of the 2 trebs. And I think he knows at least he's taking gold. And Nicov is not able to take gold in the middle. And he'll obviously see the struggles Nicov is having elsewhere in his economy.
Well, right now, the gold is not the issue for Nicov. It's the food.
Yeah.
He's been kicked off so many farms this game, and he gets kicked off more on the left-hand side. And here come more bombard cannons. Winged Hussars still coming in. The longboats are strong, sure. They can come in there and maybe snipe the bomber cannon if he gets close enough. But, I mean, they're kind of stuck in the middle, and there's no eco there to support them.
Yeah, also doesn't have the relics there, so TaToH could steal that. But the guy has 0 pikemen. I mean, he might even end up buying food here just to make some more.
GG.
And he calls it. I mean, what a sick game. You open up here. We have the conversation on how everyone plays this. TaToH played it very differently than a lot of players. Nicov tried to open straight galleys. TaToH switched it up, got into Nikov's base before Nicov got the walls down, which I think was key. And then while Nicov did have the fishing ships and he did have the galleys, he eventually lost control because of how far behind he was to Castle Age. That's TaToH for you, man. Constantly switching up the focus. It was beautiful.
I think if you're Nicov and you're going middle, you have to be thinking about locking down the sides.
Yeah.
And he did nothing about that left side, even though he saw the knights over there. And he did nothing about the right side either.
Yeah.
So he got the raids got in. I think like even just stone walls to buy yourself a minute on the left would be so huge. That would have been massive. Because then you get the pikemen, you get the infantry upgrades, get him rolling there, and you're still controlling the middle. But I mean, it's hard, right?
It's tricky. Yeah, it's really tricky. TaToH made it almost impossible to get it right. I think another thing would be if you just wall 30 seconds earlier, TaToH never gets in with his scouts, and then you're able to macro better, right? So that's the unfortunate thing. I mean,
also,
I think
he lost
2
like
or 3
3
tiles
vills that he could have avoided losing in Feudal Age.
My thing is, he just couldn't place farms in macro because he had to deal with those freaking scouts. So if he gets the walls down, I think he's okay. The other thing, and this obviously comes back to the scouts getting in, but he did have 8 to 10 galleys, and TaToH's original dock didn't go down in Feudal Age. So when TaToH switched back on the water, he didn't have to work as hard. But it's very hard for me to be, I don't know, critical or say what Nicov should have done a bit differently when TaToH has played that well. That was just a great game, and this is an amazing series. Nicov taking the first game, TaToH taking the second game. Again, $40 per win for these players, but obviously fighting to potentially move on out of the group stage for more prestige and cash after week 5 concludes, which is in 2 weeks, and then obviously to stay alive, because there's actually still potential that either player could get relegated if they have a bad run of results.
I'm sad that Hillfords did literally nothing there.
Yeah, I know.
Actually nothing.
And again, first time we've casted Houseboat together in like 6 or so months. So it's been a bit, and all important game 3 for these two as they look to move forward before they play some strong opponents in Group D.
Yeah, we got Mayans here for TaToH, and TaToH is going to build that house, get loom, and start working on the shorefish here. Mines are really good. You start with an extra villager, which is nice, especially when there's so much shorefish available to immediately been taken.
Yep.
The resources also last longer, which means those shorefish are going to take or provide more food, which is great. And really flexible unit compositions, right? Later on in the game, getting into plumed archers is really strong, and the potential of an eagle switch is great. On the other side, we got Japanese. Better fishing for Japanese in general. Spend less wood on the lumber camps and mining camps and whatnot, which is going to be great on Houseboat too. And yeah, we should be in for a good one here. I don't know. Actually, I don't know why. Why did TaToH go loom there if you start with a house on the outside?
Yeah, so I think it could have been instinct, but you're right that another thing that makes mine strong is that you don't get housed since you start with a house. So you can delay that. But maybe just for safety, maybe just habit. Nicov told me, he said, I disagree with the inclusion of Houseboat. I can't directly quote this because I'm looking at the game and not Discord, but he said something along the lines of like, all that people will do is go Japanese and play 2 docks at home and defend their fish. That's what he said. He's like, people are going to realize that going forward with their docks or doing anything else is not really worth it. So the fact that he picked Japanese first here or any other civilization for all the games and said those words to me a few weeks ago makes me think that's what he's going to do. But I do believe that playing defensive can be punished. And I've seen instances of that. Again, Slam backed. We saw Slam go forward. Didn't have the best offensive play and ended up getting a result in that game because he had Archer Mass. And I think that's going to be the key. I mean, water's important here, but I would prefer the Mayans if we're talking Archer Skirmore over Japanese.
I just really hope that players don't dock the middle. Okay, good. Nicov is docking the outside, and that gives your villagers access to the shorefish, which is great. The shorefish on the middle are already going to be disappearing. So I just like I like when players go on the outside, and TaToH's doing the same thing. It frustrates me when they make it on the middle there.
No, and I think we talked a lot about that back in January, and there were a few players who really figured it out. Even some crazy builds where you would have 2 or 3 of your villagers on that shorefish on the outside, just to get to few.
Or you go forward early to your opponent's base and then have like 2 or 3 bills taking the shorefish there. It was really entertaining. And then there was that absolutely obnoxious Malay build with like Winchester and Viper and stuff with the fish traps inside.
Is that someone's mom calling you?
No, I got a new phone, so I haven't had time to adjust the ringers or anything.
Okay, gotcha.
It's actually the electricity company. I probably haven't paid my bill in a while. So
okay, well.
Figure that one out. If the stream goes off.
I was going to say, if you disappear, I'll know why. Oh, man. Well, another big thing we talked about in WWC on this map was the scouting of the corners. And both players have done that. There's generally going to be some hunt there. And if you look to Nikov's corner and TaToH's corner, you can see that they can expand there. That is another area where Japanese will shine because of the cheap mills on top of the cheap lumber camps and mining camps. But, you know, you've got some sheep as well. TaToH brought some sheep underneath his TC. Nicov doing the same. So this is fairly standard stuff, though it's not easy, obviously. And, Nicov. No loom. Does have to respect that there's an eagle there.
Yep. Walls off that eagle, but there's a hole anyway. The eagle's going to get in. And this is just a little bit of harassment here from TaToH. A little bit of annoyance on Nikov's space. And now Nikov's going to have to jump in that transport ship with the villager.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
9 HP, 5 HP. Pop. There we go.
That's smart. Yeah, I didn't cross my mind in the moment there. And so he weakens the eagle a little bit. And rest of the villagers should be fine. And we'll need to keep an eye on if the transport ship for either player sends villagers to the front. Because most likely they would be headed towards the enemy then. Which we could see from either player. On Japanese, I definitely would understand being defensive because you have the stronger fishing ships and the faster fishing ships. But at the same time, if your fishing ships can't be damaged, why not just go YOLO to their base? So there's pros and cons to any decision here, I think.
You should. I'm waiting for the build where someone goes forward dock in Dark Age on their opponent's pawn and just outfishes all of their stuff.
Yeah, might
That's what I'm
not be
for.
worth it.
With Japanese, though, you have like these fishing ships that just simply cannot be killed, and all the fish is gone by your time your opponent reaches field age.
Look at the scouting from TaToH right now. He sees the villager. Now he does also have a scout, and they're both going to be in field age at around the same time.
What was that about Nicov just staying home with 2 docks with Japanese?
Right.
Everyone's already figured it out.
Yep. Now, okay, that was when we announced it, right? Players are allowed to change their thoughts and opinions. But we have 3 villagers for TaToH, and TaToH's going to fight this back.
Nikov's very confused here. He thought everyone had figured it out. He thought he doesn't know what's happening.
I'm still surprised that he tells me things. I love it. And look at Nicov. Nikov's got 2 bills now as well. So it might just be defensive play for both because no one's going to be able to get a dock up. This is funny, man. I would try and honestly, if I'm Nicov, I might just add the defensive dock now, right? He's adding a barracks actually, which is crazy. Also, very impressive mining camp for TaToH. That is it is Tuesday after all, I guess.
Oh, that's
the
so
low
satisfying,
dream.
dude. I love it.
Yeah, I love the play from TaToH. So TaToH just decides, well, you know what? Let's play defensive, and let's just invite pressure then. He's all the way back home, And now Nicov sees the house, and he's like, wait, what? I'll make an outpost over here. I'm going to get town watch because I have no clue where this guy is or what he's doing. He's been completely baited here, Dave. He's got no clue.
Should have went for that second dock at home, dude.
I mean, he does have 6 fish, right? He could always add the second dock, but he invested into the range.
TaToH on the right side, too. And Stonewall's on the left. Ooh, dude. TaToH's just playing into his strengths as mines. I like it.
I wonder if that mining camp spot had anything to do with it, because that's kind of rare. The fact that you can place one mining camp and take stone and gold with the Mayans when plumed archers can be so strong.
And Stonewalls are cheaper.
True. And he added the galley, Dave. So he's going to protect the front. So Nicov can never come forward to dock. And if I'm Nicov, I'm feeling very confused right now. And I'm going to be really frustrated, too, if I get the archers to TaToH's base and TaToH's fully stonewalled.
Must be frustrating for Nicov that TaToH didn't get the memo on what you're supposed to do on this map.
Yeah. Well, you know, Malay seemed pretty strong when Viper did it. I remember he was using the Malay for it, and I think it was Malay Mayans. I think he actually did that against TaToH once. I remember we had that moment where you called herbal medicine, I think, and then it got clicked right away. It was that one mango shot. That was a sick moment.
Oh, that was great. I've seen herbal medicine like 3 times in the last couple weeks.
It's funny.
Twice from Hera, actually.
It's
twice from Hera.
It's similar to you know, someone started it. I think Viper actually used to do it before it was buffed, and now it's super worth it, especially if you got some knights.
It's actually so valuable. It's like 120 gold or something for 6 times the healing rate, and you stick them in there for 30 seconds, and they're basically healed from 1 HP. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think people are going to be saying herbal medicine OP, please nerf herbal medicine. It's not like that.
No, it's just a good tech now.
But it is, it's a good tech to have.
Actually usable.
Look at Nicov. He's at 300 food right now. He has archers. He is fletching even, man. He's like, I'm ready to kill something. And he doesn't know where he can go. And I don't know where he can go. He can do no damage. TaToH has judged this perfectly here.
He's got to go up to Castle Age, see the wall, go up to Castle Age, forward siege workshop, siege tower, in through the wall. Be biblical.
9 fishing ships versus 6. You can see the order of things is just off here. Nicov has added the military that won't contribute now. And now he's starting to add the fishing ships, which is a strategy that TaToH's done all along here. The fact that TaToH's also on stone is a pretty big deal here. He's going to click up to Castle Age any moment. Also, good scouting with that eagle. Normally, you would lose that to the scout from Nicov, but Nikov's scout hasn't found it. Maybe Nicov just saw it.
Nikov's got to do something about these walls. He's got a hole where that house is. He's got a big, giant hole on the right side. Trying to figure out it over here at the front, but there's going to be areas for TaToH to get inside once he finally does get those plumed archers, and the mobility is going to kill Nicov if he keeps his base open like that. TaToH is now adding a barracks at the back here. Yeah, that is interesting. Super open.
Does he just want more eagles to scout the relics right now? Is that the plan? Because it does seem like, you know, maybe he'll go for the classic approach where you don't make the castle right away and you build the town centers first so you don't have any military presence for a while if you delay the castle. And that's why he wants a few eagles.
Siege tower, siege tower.
It's going to be siege tower into opponent TC at this point. But no, is TaToH going to go forward? TaToH full of the mind games here. Like, the correct play for me would be to boom from here. You already are in such a good spot, but it's going to walk forward. So crazy.
Might be only 2 villagers, though. Is he going to run into the archers from Nicov? That would be unfortunate if he did. He's going to add an outpost, so he'll have vision on these archers over here. Nicov will see the villagers, though. Yeah, and he's going to be able to kill at least one of those. Probably both.
We'll see, because the eagle's there. It will also have armor, and it will be it'll have 7 attack here in a second. And there's also a galley that TaToH could run towards. Okay, TaToH pushing it away. More archers from Nicov. Finally, Nicov can kill something. I guess that's possible. TaToH didn't really see the archers from Nicov. That's something maybe I didn't think of.
Oh, Nicov just could have had a chance to kill that villager, and he's going to manage to kill her. Won't manage to get the second one. He misclicked twice on that engagement, and there's double TC from TaToH. So he's going for a bit greedier approach here, adding 2 TCs before the castle comes in. I like it. And gill net's even on the way too. So he's going to start adding in more fish traps, as he's already got a couple around his docks. And his food eco should be looking pretty good with Mayans. And he can start investing into plumed archers.
Again, if I'm Nicov reading this situation, I am going to be Eagle Siege all in here. But that's not what's happening. TaToH's actually adding the TCs. It's like the second time TaToH's showing one thing.
I don't know. Why would you Eagle Siege if you're going full Stonewall at home?
I know, but it's like, it's weird. He got armor. The villagers were coming forward. You just wouldn't expect him to be able to do the TCs as well.
Japanese cav archers.
Huh. Cav archers. Okay, Nicov. Well, we should say I think they get full upgrades. They don't have any discounts. They don't have any attack bonuses or anything like that, but...
Don't they miss... They miss Parthian?
I actually don't know. I just know they get really good upgrades.
They get
everything. I know they get
but
thumb ring.
one.
I know they get bloodlines. Okay, then it's probably Parthian because they have blacksmith upgrades and they have thumb ring.
They have everything? Oh, they have full upgrades. Okay, I thought they missed Parthian, but I guess they have full upgrades.
Yeah.
I thought they missed one tech.
Well...
Oh, I was thinking back in the day, Japanese cav archers were
bloodlines?
great, but that was before they got bloodlines.
Yeah.
So they did use to miss one technology.
Look at this villager from TaToH. Just running around. I like the mind game aspect if that's what this is.
He's like, hey, man, you an archer too? I got a bow.
Yeah.
Bruh.
The Siege Workshop's just still so out of place for me. And I guess I should be critical of that, right? Because yeah, it could have been farms. I don't know. He's still in a great position. He's still the Mayans. Dropping his castle in the north, Dave. And that's as good a spot as any if he wants to make plumed archers.
Late game composition, you have to favor Mayans over Japanese. The plumed archer are going to be the killer here in this situation. Unless the Japanese can get like insane tower stacks everywhere.
Yeah.
Like instant trebs and lots of arbalests and some samurai flooding in or something. It's going to be really tough for them.
There's nothing more frustrating, though, than knowing you're up against Mayans and you haven't done anything. I think that's why Nicov wanted to go forward. He's just like, even if I could play defensive and boom up towards castle, so can he, and I just don't feel comfortable with the Japanese in that situation. He's going to get relics, though. I like that.
I feel like Nicov... One strategy I might like from him is if he does either a forward castle or towers on the pond and then dock there. I think it gives him a lot of map control if he takes TaToH's water. It's obviously going to be difficult, but I don't think you can win the land fight against Mayans. I think you have to take control of that area if you're looking long term in this game.
Yeah, I think what he's going to try here, Dave, is he's going to almost exactly that. I think he'll go 2 TC because he's had the resources for the third, hasn't added it yet. And so that means he wants to save food and go up for a faster imp. And I could see a forward castle, especially if he finds out that TaToH has that castle on that side. Right next to the shoreline, drop a couple docks, go up to imp, try and go trebuchets and water control. Could be strong.
Yep. Some cannon galleons eventually, and you cut TaToH's base right in half.
But
it's also interesting.
So difficult.
No, it is. It's really difficult because the Mayans can get up too and start trapping down your castle and whatnot. Gilnet's now on the way from Nicov. Neither player has deleted their starting TC. So they're both still ferrying villagers back and forth. Nikov's doing it one at a time. I think TaToH's doing it in like waves. Just can't be bothered.
Another thing we could talk about, TaToH has 11 fishing ships. They all have a fish trap. On top of that, he's got plenty of farms. For Nicov, he's at 9 fishing ships, but he's only got like 6 of them on fish traps. So TaToH overall seems more efficient.
Double click on those fishing ships and look at the efficiency number there.
45%.
No, on TaToH's.
Which ones? Oh, TaToH's. 99.9, baby.
It's so good.
Let's go.
It's so good.
Dang, I've actually
I've
actually never clicked on a fishing ship and checked efficiency before. I need to do that more frequently.
No, it's really valuable, especially when you're looking at like the taking fish really far away. Like Nikov's 54%. It puts it into perspective.
Oh,
how good that might be or might not be.
The scorpions, though.
Good
opportunities
hits.
to get some hits here. TaToH kind of giving him the opportunities.
Really good hits. Wow. Where's herbal medicine now?
Yeah, I think he might might need to consider that as he leaves his base. He's going to drop a 4th TC now on the stone. This would be the time for Nicov to come forward. You just weaken that army. The thing I think he's going to struggle with here is... Actually, no. I think his imp time could actually be really good.
God. Really nice micro there from Nicov, but loses 2 Cav Archers. Plumes against Cav Archers just is awful.
Yeah, plumes are so cheap. Extra Pierce
Unless
armor.
you're like Magyars, it's horrendous.
TaToH's imp time is going to be so good. Not a big fan of Nikov's castle. I would prefer that castle be forward, but if that forward castle were to happen, of course, TaToH could be up as well, so who knows how that would play out. He's had a pretty good boom here, Nicov. He's had 3 TCs.
Both up at exactly the same time.
Yeah. TaToH did delete his starting TC, by the way. So he waited until he had 3 TCs on the outer ring before doing that. I think that's a good approach. Obviously makes it a lot more difficult, but these guys are pretty good at what they do. So what do you do against plumes if you're Japanese?
That's what it's been running through my mind. Like, I think it sounds weird, but I think you have to mix in towers. You have to play defensively. You have to use fortifications. Because if you're just fighting in a field with Japanese against Mayans, especially if it's still an open game like this where Mayans can use the mobility, Japanese are going to die.
Yep. I think Nicov might be regretting choosing Japanese first now. Because he had 2 picks, actually. He went for Japanese and, forgive me, I actually forget what his second pick was. But anyways, so Mayans looking really strong. TaToH picked it on the second wave. TaToH dropping castle number 2, which Nicov, can he see that with the sheep? Oh my god, Nikov's sheep will scout that. That's nice.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, jeez.
Elite Skirm on the way. Tokaraka is in my chat saying Siege Tower Samurai is the solution here. I think that's a lot of work.
Okay, all right. Guys watch one too many survivalist games over there.
That's a lot of work.
Well,
I mean, it might work if you have the most godly micro of all time.
I honestly think the best play, and he's not gonna be able to achieve it because what's realistic off this economy is not necessarily what he needs. But honestly, I think if you went Samurai, Onager, Treb, you could be at a decent spot.
With towers.
Yeah, and you gotta.
Everything.
The thing is, you don't want to use any type of mobility whatsoever here. You want to push right up the middle towards that castle. Yeah. But Samurai to protect yourself from the eagle switch is important. And TaToH, as he gets some kills with these plumes, he is going to switch into those eagle warriors. I guess that could maybe be a positive for Nicov because
Ballistics is in 5 seconds. Yeah. Nikov's going to clear this army.
Also, where's TaToH didn't know the castle was there, and TaToH runs right into it.
That's a horrible engagement, and the plumed archer numbers are going down, and now Nicov has a good chance.
Yeah.
This is really bad for TaToH. Really, really bad losing that army. Even though he's making the switch into eagles, you need that plumed archer force to keep Nicov honest.
And there was that moment in game number 1 where, to me, it felt inevitable. Okay, TaToH's going to close this out. And it wasn't like he underperformed that game. It's just Nicov. He stepped it up with his macro. Remember, 150 vills. Had every tech he needed. He's still behind on some technologies here, Dave, but he is going to force TaToH's hand here. I don't like moving in with 1 Treb, but I do like the fact that he has his second Treb, and he's making Samurai, so he must know now. TaToH just lost a lot of plumes. He's not seeing a lot more army. He's expecting something more, and the correct guess would be Eagle Warrior.
Nicov is going War Galley upgrade.
He made a
for
demo.
This one demo, yeah. I guess he wants. I guess War Galleys will help secure against this little push over to the side, and he's got 1 galley, so with full range upgrades. So War Galleys should be able to clear up all of that stuff.
Dude, it bothers me so much. Nicov did wait a little longer to move forward. If he would have massed his Trebs, massed a few more Samurai, he could be okay. The skirmish could be dealing with the plumes elsewhere.
And they are stronger now than they used to be. They're 10 base attack. He's got the range units there too. Like TaToH's definitely gonna kill a Treb here. I wonder if he gets both of them.
Oh, but he'll lose the castle? Oh, that's big. That's really important there. Nicov might not hate this too much now. Dave, it felt to me like TaToH could do it with his map control, but he's got 1 on stone, only 17 on gold. It feels like there's more resources out there that he needs to lock down.
Well, imagine if he didn't lose those. 12 plumed archers.
Yeah.
He lost when he was on the way up to imp or an early imp. Now the samurai are ripping through the eagles here, and the eagles aren't able to do anything. And imagine if the plumes were still alive.
Wow.
Imagine if he had that massive plumes with even just bracer. Doesn't need that. Doesn't need the elite upgrade or anything. Just clear up the samurai with something. Eagles can get working on this stuff behind. It's not there. The plumes are still running around. TaToH cannot stop this army currently from Nicov, and it's samurai of all things.
Hey, he's gonna need the plumes. That's the combination, the plumes and also the samurai. TaToH's desperate for some stone and gold. He's gonna move out of his walls near his water there. And Nicov, I don't think you need to change your approach. You have TaToH on the run. I would just say get more upgrades. He only has one upgrade. Or sorry, two.
Going down.
So get more upgrades on the samurai, but the samurai showed there with their attack speed in the Imperial Age that they don't even need to be elite to have success.
Yep. See, if you're TaToH, I don't think the Eagle switch was necessary. I think just keep plumed archer production.
Yeah, I agree.
Upgrade them, upgrade a big mass, and you can make the Eagle switch later.
Nicov has to stop playing this game with one trep. He has to stop playing this game. He's losing a trep.
Well, it's dead now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he's got one again because he's got the one on the other side. TaToH is expanding to the left side, Dave. The TaToH will find more gold. He's actually got a TC in the south. He's got a new one going up. He's actually struggling for food income more than anything. He's going to make skirms. And he has 111 villagers with Mayans. If you have 111 villagers with Mayans and you only have 20 military, something has clearly gone wrong.
Ooh, Holche, Javelineers. Okay, so the other day I watched King Stone against Say My Name win a game with Holche.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely ripping Hussars with these stupid units. Like he got in
He
for
had
a
nothing
raid.
else?
Well, he basically just had skirms. He added in other stuff after it.
Okay. You know what Civi was against?
Cataperuto! Nice, let's go.
That's actually not bad here. The Cataperuto for 2 trebs, though, is like getting El Dorado for 5 Eagle Warriors. Like, you gotta get more trebs out here, Nicov. But Dave, he's definitely building up towards it. I don't... Is it possible that Nicov doesn't know how good his position is right now? Because he needs to be making a push here towards something. Eagles coming into raid. Nicov sitting back, now has to deal with some raids. Needs to get Samurai here. Getting elite now. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe if he's waiting for elite Samurai.
I mean, he's kind of locking down the map, right? He's got... This is what Japanese need. They need to funnel Mayans into defensive structures. And he's got a castle in the middle, castle in the north, castle in the south. He's just slowly expanding. Killed the villagers on the gold in the north from TaToH there. TaToH now adding more plumes, which I think he should have been doing before. And he's going to go for another castle. Probably down here. There we go.
Look at the right corner real quick. Right corner of Nikov's base. You've got, I think, 5 or 6 villagers going down to an eagle. They did it, though. Congrats to them.
He's fine. He's fine.
Wow, the samurai
Neighborhood
are insane.
watch.
The samurai are insane.
Okay, so now these trebs can just say, hey, shoot a couple times and then say bye and leave because he's got the unique tech. He can unpack instantly. Look at that bop.
That's huge. TaToH is not making many more plumes. He's got 28 skirms. Skirms are not the answer to samurai. TaToH is starting to push the other side.
Hold chase skirms.
So
don't
both,
underestimate.
Both players having their armies in the wrong positions right now, and both are going to lose castles. Nicov will be down to 2 castles if he loses that one.
38 skirms.
With some
38
plumes,
extra
too.
shots.
With some plumes. Nicov choosing to use a small group to raid TaToH's base, and he's going to send the bulk of his group back, which I like here. And TaToH, he's back in the game. 184 pop is housed right now. Needs to get back up to 200 pop. But TaToH's making another castle in the north, so he can take more stone and make more plumes.
The thing with this is if this 45 samurai ever engage against the Eagles are done. They're dusted.
Yeah.
Like, they're completely dead. But the Eagles are way faster than these units. And right now, the samurai look like they're just not doing anything because there's no trebs behind them. So they're going to come out here to clear up these trebs. And I want to see how the extra javelin skirmishers do against the samurai.
Well,
that's just a lot of samurai.
Needs to attack here. He patrolled in on no attack stance. He's eating on the other side, Dave. So he's focused there, And now he notices, and it feels like you still need more plumed archers if you're TaToH, and that's been the concern. He's given up on eagles entirely. It's not like he doesn't have golden come, but he's gone for skirms. Really good pushback from Nicov. Would like to see him take the treb, which he will now. It still has that force on the other side, annoying TaToH.
And he's found the TC in the south now.
Oh, yeah, and he can't castle it right now, but he could send 10 samurai and just chew that right up. Still, TaToH has 50 skirms, Dave. This is, you're talking to me about these skirmishers. This is going to be the true test of how good these things are, because samurai should be quite good against skirmishers, right?
Yeah, but if you think about it, they each get an extra shot, and if you have a group of, even if the shot's only doing 1 damage,
yeah,
you have a group of 40, they're doing 40 extra damage.
It is interesting, you know, because, like, I remember when
the samurai are still going to win if they're standing still,
sure.
But...
If I'm seeing this, I'm still considering Onager from Nicov, because Onager, I guess the skirmishers could take out Onagers easier as well, but you only need 1 or 2 of them, and you have the resources right now.
Honestly, what you need is about 5 trebs behind this army of samurai.
Yeah,
You move forward with the samurai, instantly unpack with the trebs, take out all the castles. The skirms keep needing to run away from your samurai because they can't take the initial engagement. But look at the amount of damage these skirms are doing.
You're not kidding, man. Not kidding. And TaToH.
And now TaToH has a castle in the south now?
Yeah, Nicov didn't notice that. Or if he did notice that, he was just sending the samurai. TaToH also will eventually clear up what's happening over in the west, but that'll take some time and certainly has done a lot. And now Nikov's pushing forward. If he had 4 trebs, I'd love it. Let's see if the 1 trebuchet can push this castle down. TaToH has 1 of his own. Nicov wasn't even engaging with his samurai there for a moment, just trying to dodge shots so his own skirmishers could kill skirms. This is a crazy game, man. Nicov defends his trebs that he's making in the south. Amazing hold from him again. He might take that castle out after all. TaToH will slowly push back in the west, but he has to defend the north now. Nicov still trickle-trebbing. You need more than 1 treb, my friend.
Okay, Onager's on the way, but you got the tech in it. Oh, Nikov's out of wood. 13 only on wood right now.
True. Yeah, he needs to get more wood. I mean, he can do so. There's plenty of spots for it, but he's got quite a few idols. Also needs wood to repair the treb.
I think TaToH's going to win.
I would be so upset for Nicov if that actually happens, because Nicov will actually take the south.
I think Nikov's eco just can't catch up with this push. The wood is just super concerning to me.
Yeah, he's got idols in the right corner. He needs to get more vills. He needs to get more vills on wood, Dave. He can do it. TaToH's out of stone. Nikov's treb is still firing on the hill. The samurai and the skirms for Nicov are dying so quickly, though. But finally, Nicov goes in with the samurai, and he actually kills enough.
Oh, TaToH calls GG.
TaToH calls it. Woo, man.
Wow.
What a game
that was. I thought
for
sure there, as I saw the wood go down to like 13 only and 0 in the bank with 1 skirmisher, I thought for sure TaToH would make a comeback here. But you look at TaToH's eco and the same thing's happening for him, and he lost the castle in the south. So Nicov takes that one. Good play from Nicov there, and I think super confusing.
Yeah.
Super confusing to me why TaToH even went into eagles in the first place.
Well, it has to be stone control. He had a lot of his stones in front of his shoreline. He never really had that area locked down. But he did lose 12 plumes, and I think if he doesn't lose those 12 plumed archers, he maybe can move out more freely. He walled up. Everything looked perfect for TaToH, but there's a couple things. The siege workshop, kind of delayed his boom a little bit more than it could have or should have. And then also not relying on the plumed archers. Sure, Japanese have good skirmishers, but the idea is to get the plume mass, force your opponent into 30, 40 skirmishers, and then switch to eagles. Because then the samurai don't fare as well. But Dave, Group D is going to be insane now. So just to review results, Nicov, he lost 2-1 to MBL, so he had 1 win there. He now has 2 wins from this set. He has to play Bad Boy, Dogao. Excuse me, this is, for some reason my brain is blanking right now. ACCM, and that's it. So he has to play those 3. For TaToH, TaToH has to play MBL, TaToH has to play ACCM, and then he has to play Dogao as well. So you've got some big names coming up. I might actually be incorrect on Nicov. I think he has to play Bad Boy too. But at the end of the day, I mean, after TaToH's 3-0 was looking great for him, obviously Nicov showed today that the rest of the group is super competitive. Lots to learn for both players, probably, and a really good series.